I'm gonna be right there in front of him like I always do. You know, I'm gonna make him miss, I make him pay, and I'm gonna fight my fight. So I feel like that was.
It's a different type. Like, you can be riding that wave. You've been getting all these knockouts of all these other different guys, but you've never been in the ring with an animal like Crawford. And when you get in there for the first time and you get hit upside your head and you see that you can't do the stuff that you usually do against the guys that you fought, you know, at the lower level, bro.
Joe Rogan let out a huge wow when he heard that Terence Crawford would be fighting Jaron Ennis. He was genuinely shocked. He wasn't expecting that, especially since both fighters had said they would rather not fight each other before. Given their styles, it would be wonderful to see them fight, was his answer. After Jaron Ennis easily beat Wisma Lima, everyone in the boxing world was curious about who he would fight next. After Ennis beat Lima by knockout in the first round, Virgil Ortiz first challenged him, setting up what looked like an exciting fight. Then all of a sudden, things took a strange turn. Even though Terence "Bud" Crawford had earlier said would rather not fight Boots Ennis, he has now come forward and said he is willing to do so. This development has the boxing world's attention on a possible fight between two top boxers.
He's going to root for Boots. Boots is from Philly. Terence Crawford is a specialist. Boots is a specialist. It'll be a great fight. Terence is my guy, man. I love you.
First, let's hear what other famous people have said about the news of this giant fight before we talk about how Joe Rogan has responded. First and foremost, Gerald Charlo was very upset when he heard that Crawford might be able to fight Jaron Ennis. He had been waiting for a chance to fight Terence and thought it would be possible after he settled things with Canelo. He said that he, not Boots, should go up against Crawford next. He stressed that after all he had done in boxing, he deserved to fight big names to boost his status in the sport. Charlo stressed that he thought Crawford should fight him next instead of Ennis.
All the smoke. I want smoke with Crawford. I want all the smoke. Give me the best shit. I'm in shape. I train. My lifestyle is on the move. Everything is great. So why don't I want the best, man? What y'all talking about, dog? I don't got time to be playing with none of these people with these promotionals and all of these shits. I'm with the old school boxing. I'm following all of the Muhammad Ali act and all that shit. I mean, man, whatever. Y'all want to change shit?
Andre Roser was sure that Terence Crawford would beat Jaron Ennis in their fight, calling Crawford one of the best fighters of his age. Rosier said that even though Jaron is excellent, he wouldn't have much of a chance against Bud. He also said that Crawford has very different skills than Jaron and that it will take him some time to get as good as Sheem. Rosier also said that what Crawford did to Canelo shows what kind of fighter he is when he steps into the ring.
I think it's attention, but Terence is on another level right now. I mean, he's on another level.
When you say another level, do you mean like marketability-wise, name-wise, or you mean talent-wise?
All the above. All the above.
So he's a notch or two above Jaron even.
Exactly. Boots has to get there. He's not there yet. A lot of people don't know who Boots is yet, believe it or not. So the boxing people might, but to be that stellar star, and that's why I'm upset about how his movement has been going, because he could have been stellar already. He's talented enough to do it.
But in his review of the fight, Tim Bradley made it sound like he didn't want it to happen. He said that facing Crawford is a very dangerous move. Bradley praised Bud as a strong boxer who could end the fight with a single devastating blow. Bradley agreed that Boots is a stellar performer with a lot of promise, but he told Jaron that he should play against players who are closer to his level before taking on a task like this. He mostly said that Boots should only fight monsters like Bud until he has more practice fighting elite-level opponents.
In this type of fight with Crawford, you know what I'm saying? I would hate for him to get in this fight and look average. Because if you go back and you watch a lot of and he's a spectacular fighter. Boots is a spectacular fighter. I'm a fan. I'm a fan of Boots. I think he's next. But he needs to be tested. He needs to be tested with a guy like Thurman.
In response to Tim Bradley, Greg Hackett said that every age in boxing is marked by one boxer becoming the most important player. Crawford discussed his work and said that the last 2 years have made Bud the person he is today, earning him more respect than the rest of his career put together. Hackett thought that Boots' time might be starting now because every great fighter gets their turn at some point. Ennis deserves to meet Bud because he has worked hard and earned the chance to fight against the best.
Tim Bradley talk like that because they know he that. But Bud shit just got started. Think about it. How long was the Bud Crawford era if Bud Crawford didn't start getting respect till 2023 for what he do? So if it's 2025 and we already talking about Boots Ennis, who's 10 years younger, who could possibly turn up this next 10 and make it crazy, that means the average person who don't really understand boxing, never really watch boxing, pay attention to boxing, and not really a boxing fan, they're not going to remember Bud Crawford.
Another important person. Danny Garcia smiled widely when he thought about the fight, showing that he was really looking forward to it. He said that this fight would be between a young, hungry lion and an old, wise legend, which would be the right mix of youth and experience. He said that every fighter is different and that the fight would show who is better. Danny also offered a weight class for the fight to make sure everyone is treated equally. He fully agreed with the plan and said that this fight was important for the growth of boxing.
That'll be a great fight. You know, the young hungry lion versus the legend. That would be a hell of a fight. Maybe 160. If it's a vacant title at 160, I think that they can make that happen for sure. I think it just has to make sense for both parties. You know what I mean? Yeah, I think if there's a vacant belt, Crawford's gonna want to be 6th division champion, and then he'll make Ennis move up to 160. I think they could do it at 160.
When Terence Crawford discussed his fight with Boots, he expressed his belief in his own versatility. Despite the expectation from others for individuals with similar techniques to offer something fresh. He said that he is very skilled and quick in both stances, and that the moment he faces an opponent determines whether he changes. Bud then said that when he fights Boots, he will choose and use the posture that gives him the best advantage. This way, he will be able to control the pace and end of the fight.
Equally as great in both stands. I'm very powerful in both stands. I hit just as hard with my left, probably even harder with my left than my right, you know, but I think it's the opponent.
Moving on. When asked about this possible fight, Eddie Hearn said it would be a fantastic battle. The referee said that this fight between two great fighters, Boots Ennis coming off a good win and Terence Crawford looking for a good opponent after his biggest win, would be great. Hearn also said that the match might happen in a weight class where Crawford is willing to fight so that people could talk about it. He also said excellent things about both athletes' fighting styles and stressed that their exciting styles would make fight night unforgettable for boxing fans.
I feel that Jaron Ennis against Terence Crawford is the fight. And that can be at 54, it can be at 60. You know, obviously we've got Lima to take care of first, but that for me is one of the great, you know, crossover fights, because Boots is the changing of the guard guy and Crawford's the guy that's been there and done it all and just proved, you know, that he's still very much in his prime.
On top of that, Sean Zittel said he wanted this fight to end badly. He said that even though both sides had tried to settle their differences before, he thinks now is the best time for it to happen. He thinks their match will be more captivating to watch since both of them just won big games. Zittel went on to say that boxing fans would love to see these two fight in the ring, and that Boots has a decent chance of beating Terence when they do.
Breath for Ennis's chances of ever landing that fight with Crawford nearing 40, and Ennis still having a lot of catching up to do to make that a worthy assignment for Crawford. And nobody's been begging for that fight for the last couple years more than me, but I'm also realistic about it.
Furthermore, Meek Mill was the one who said Philly Monster was the fighter who could beat Crawford. As he thought about the fight, he said that because Crawford did so well against Canelo, some people might be writing him off. Meek did stress, though, that there is a big difference between Ennis and Canelo. Besides that, he said Crawford's speed and skill were too much for Canelo, who was getting older. Boots, on the other hand, is younger, smarter, and wants to stop Crawford from hurting Canelo like he did in their last fight.
Shout out to Boots. Boots the next legend to come up in it.
How does Crawford and Boots play out, Meek?
Crawford and Boots play out. I'm rocking with Boots, of course. I'm from Philly. Crawford, you already know you about to meet this Philly shit. It's all love, but you about to see what this Philly shit about. We real monsters. Let's get it.
Haven like Meek Mill, Brady was sure that Boots Ennis would win. His excuse was that he hadn't had many real chances to show off his skills and promise in the ring yet. Bruce Brady says that Ennis is a very skilled and motivated boxer who has what it takes to beat Bud. He also said that he doesn't care what other people say about Boots, because he still believes in the fighter's skills. Furthermore, Brady said that this fight would be seen by many people all over the world, drawing people who are eager to see this amazing match.
Boots. So I want to see him fight Jaron Ennis, and hopefully, he don't retire before then, or he say he too washed up and old. Hopefully he get my boy a shot. That's the only person I can see beat him, or that's what I think can beat him.
Furthermore, Gilly Doc Kid responded very excitedly when he heard about the possible fight. He said that a fight between Terence Crawford and Jaron Ennis would look good and be very tough. Although Gilly agreed that it would be fun to watch, he thought Crawford would win in the end. Boots believes the fight against Crawford will be difficult because he just won by a significant margin. But he thinks Crawford's skill, experience, and ability to handle the ring will help him win in the end.
50-50 fight?
I mean, I see it as a great fight.
It's a great fight.
I don't know if it'll be 50-50, 60-40, what it would be, but I see it as a great fight.
Mayo also thought Terence would win the fight. He told them that Crawford had beaten someone who was a lot bigger than them before. Since Crawford is bigger than everyone else, it's impossible for anyone else to beat him. It was certain that Crawford would beat Jaron Ennis badly in the ring, Sayo said. He also said that everyone who is keeping this contest fascinating would get their answers after the meeting.
I play out the super fight Crawford versus Boots.
I went to the Crawford fight
I was there
in Vegas. I'm not going to hold you. He really, really surprised me. I'm talking about in a good way, like it was next level, because everybody was talking about how homie was going to be too big for him, too powerful, Canelo, how he was going to be too overpower him, and it was none of that. Actually, he wasn't even that. He ain't even really that bigger than him.
He didn't break a sweat, right?
Yeah. That was like when he took him all the way out of his fight. Very impressive.
Let's talk more about this likely fight by looking at how well both fighters have done in past matches. So Jaron Ennis's most recent fight, which was against Wisma Lima, was a victorious show of his superhuman strength, speed, and drive to get to the top. He controlled the ring right away, moving faster, making sharper angles, and being more aggressive all the time than Lima. He slowly destroyed his opponent before winning a wonderful victory. His timing and shot choice showed that he was much older than his years. Boots' image as a possible star rose after this fight, and it also taught him how to deal with pressure on a big stage, which was crucial. He will feel confident after such a big win as he gets ready to fight Bud, who is a very skilled and experienced fighter. The upcoming fight will be both a test and a chance to do outstanding things.
Boots Ennis is he's the real package. He's the full package. I've been saying this for a long time. It's no secret, and a lot of people see it, and they had their ups and downs about how they feel about him. But he's the full package. He can fight inside, outside. He can punch. He's got good hand speed. He's technically solid. His father does a good job. He's mentally right. He's got the amateur pedigree. He's the full package. But
after Jaron Ennis win, Clarissa Shields, who was a multiple division world champion and one of the most famous women fighters of her time, was just as happy. She said that the result was precisely what she had hoped for, even though many people thought the battle would last longer. Shield also told him that she respected him and knew how effective he was in the ring. She then argued that actions, not ability, determine greatness, and she was undoubtedly on the right path. Shields was sure that Boots could beat anyone who tried to attack him next.
I'm down. Shit. Yeah, Boots that guy. He did his thing. Hey, I like Boots as a fighter. And I want to see him fight the best and prove his greatness. That's what it's about. It's about proving your greatness. So, great job for him tonight. I ain't no Boots hater. I know y'all be like, oh, I love Terence Crawford. I do. That's my pound number one fighter. But I still got a lot of respect for Boots.
Furthermore, famous American boxer and promoter Thomas Lana spoke about Jaron Ennis's amazing performance and praised the rising star for being strong, cool, and quick. Lamana thought that his performance showed the junior middleweight community that he is ready to fight the best fighters in the world. He said that Boots' ability to set the pace and end the fight early showed how talented he was and helped him get better at fighting. Omano went on to say that Ennis's play like this shows why he is one of the most dangerous and attractive players in the sport.
Division, and it's dope. I'm proud of him. I'm happy for him, man.
Now, you're a guy that moved up in weight, what, 2-3 times?
Yeah, I mean, I went up, went down, up. Yeah, I mean, I fought 4 or 5 different divisions, man.
So what are some of the challenges with moving up in weight?
Man, just getting used to your opponent's size, bro. The homo, like, he was moving up, but Boots always been like a big dude. You know what I mean? Like, he's always been strong. That's why him making 147 was like, yo, that's crazy. He's gonna be a monster at 54, a monster at 160, and he's gonna fight at 168. He's gonna be a monster there too.
However, Crawford's most recent fight with Canelo was one of the most talked about in recent boxing history. Since Terence's opponent was naturally bigger and stronger, he put on a strategy masterclass that showed how skilled, knowledgeable, and flexible he was in the ring. From the start, he matched Canelo's strength with outstanding speed, smooth movement, and quick counters. He had great control over the distance and could easily switch stances, which helped him win every round. This win solidified Crawford's reputation and got him ready physically and mentally for his next fight. Bud's defense skills and confidence have grown after facing Canelo's strength and pressure. This will help him get ready for Boots, who is younger, faster, and hungrier.
So emotional afterward. Is it that you just realized everything that you achieved, the moment just hit you then?
Yeah, for sure. Like, it's just, you know, the history, you know, behind the sport is just everything that, you know, I trained for my whole life. It all was, you know, coming out that one night. That was all paying off.
Bud, who was an undisputed multi-division world winner in the past, has a reputation for being accurate, versatile, and unbeatable against top opponents, being known as one of the best boxers of all time. His impressive wins over top opponents like Spence and Canelo have cemented this image. On the other hand, Boots represents a new generation of boxers due to his youthful, vibrant, and energetic style. He has become one of boxing's biggest stars rapidly thanks to his perfect record and huge wins over dangerous opponents like Villa and Lima. We think that the next big event in boxing history will be a fight between Bud's knowledge and Boots' youth and aggression. Boxing fans are thrilled at the thought of Bud and Boots finally getting into the ring. Although Boots was supposed to fight Virgil Ortiz, fans and observers have praised his choice to possibly fight Crawford. Even though it hasn't been made official yet, many people think this fight is much more interesting than any of the others that are planned. Renowned boxing experts and diehard fans have already started to guess what will happen. People who back Bud think that Boots will have an even harder time stopping him if Canelo can't. Canelo's style has become slower and less dynamic as he has aged. Boots fans think he has a fantastic chance of winning by focusing on his youth, speed, and passion. Finally, what do you think about the possible fight between Terence and Boots? How would you rate this matchup from 1 to 10? What do you think the winner will be? Will Bud's skill and experience win? Or will the night be ruled by the youth and power of Boots? Tell us what you think will happen in the comments part below. Your thoughts are crucial. Please remember to like and subscribe to our station. Your support helps us make more great boxing videos for you. Watch this space for more news.